Order. Could have asked, are you guys ready to, okay. If there's anybody here that would like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda, now is your opportunity to do so, so. If everybody here this evening is just for items on the agenda, we'll move on. Okay, introductions, I think, Jim, we'll start with you and just go around and introduce ourselves and what department we're with.
Tim McCracken, Delta County Engineering.
Scott Sheets, Delta County Public Works.
Roy LaValle, Delta County.
Mike Twomley, District 1.
Ron Haynes, District 1.
Candace Blair, District 2.
Kim Kelly, District 3.
Kate Kirk, County Planner.
Brittany Haney, Planning Tech.
Everett Neal, Delta County Coaching Plan.
Hey, everybody had is there any additions, deletions or corrections to the agenda?
Well, before we get there, can we introduce the new member?
Yep.
But,
Oh,
so, the Board of County Commissioners appointed, a new member to the Board of Adjustments on March 5th, 2024. So this is Kim Kelly, and if you wanna give us a little bit of background or introduce yourself, however you please, we would appreciate it.
Oh, I'm Kim Kelly. I've lived up in Hotchkiss for many, many years. I own a store, and then I was foolish enough to open the Workswear store, and then I opened the arcade and ice cream store. So I stay fairly busy doing that. I was on the planning commission for 9 years, helped write the master plan. Have a real estate license, so I've got a little bit of real estate knowledge. Actually have an employee broker's license, have had since I think 94. So I've got a little bit of experience in land use codes.
yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, next item on our agenda is our annual meeting to elect officers. We
We need to approve the minute.
Nope.
That's the next item, yeah. So this evening we need to elect a chair and a vice chair. And we've got our meeting schedule for 2024 already, so. If there's any nominations for chair or vice chair.
Before we nominate, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Shannon, for doing this for so long.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. So, that being said, I'd love to nominate Ron Hayes as acting chairman.
I'd second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let's go on to vice chair.
I'll make a motion to nominate Candace Blair as vice chair.
I guess I second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Well, that takes care of the annual meeting. That was short and sweet.
Like that one.
Is handing the gavel over.
Yep,
this
I think
evening?
at
Okay.
this point,
Stay here.
you can stay right there.
Right, continuing the meeting. Thank you, and thank you, Mike, for what you have done as past chair.
Can you all hear? Okay. Good.
That was clear.
Talking to- Yeah, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is meeting minutes. So have we,
Sorry, but the meeting schedule.
yeah,
confirm that.
he mentioned that, I thought we had passed that, so. The meeting schedule,
I'm okay with it as it
any
stands.
issues? I see none. Seeing,
I see none except for if we have applicants during November and December, can we schedule a different date if needed? So we can get them through the process quickly.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
we'll have special.
Yeah.
we have had special and
Mhm.
held off as well, so.
I'm okay with it then.
Okay,
Thank you for doing that, Kate. We sure want to get these minutes done, huh? Have we had a chance to read those?
Yeah.
Any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes from January 25th? Hearing no adjustments or amendments to the minutes, do we have a motion to approve?
I would make a motion that we approve the minutes from the Board of Adjustment meeting, January 25th, 2024.
I'd second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor,
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries, minutes are approved as recorded. On to scheduled items. Item number 1, Delta County Road and Bridge Standards variance.
All right. This is for, PLN 23-113 for Stanley. This is to consider a road variance for access on Q 25 road in relation to a variance approval of PLN 23-113 Stanley subdivision. As required by the Delta County Road and Bridge Standard, the subject property is located on the north side of Q 25 road in Cedar Ridge. With that, I'll hand it over to Mr. McCracken.
Good afternoon, I guess, good evening. The parcel is 319-326-3000007, 57.23 acres. It's zoned A35, 35 acre minimum. The previous BOA meeting on March 30th, 2023 conditionally approved a variance to lot size, creating a 2 acre lot in the A35 zoning district. Applicant asked for a road variance during the BOA meeting. The motion did not include the road variance. Staff has determined that the road variance needs to be reviewed by the BOA for a public hearing, and that the action of the BOA could be accurately reflected in the amended resolution. Next slide, please. The parcel is located east of Cedar Ridge. An access inspection was completed after the BOA meeting on 11/30 of 2023. The photo on the left is at the intersection of Q26 and the Q25 road. Both photos are looking east down the driveway. These are photos from the inspection showing the depth of the gravel. Next slide. These are also photos from the inspection showing depth of gravel. Next photo. And again. On February 23rd, 2024, Public Works Manager Scott Sheets, District 2 Road and Bridge Foreman Jason Mackey, and county engineering staff, including myself, inspected Mr. Stanley's existing access for the proposed minor subdivision. After the inspection, it was determined that the access did not meet county standards, road standards. Staff referenced this in a letter to Mr. Stanley on February 23rd, 2023. That is not a mistake. There was a letter also written to Mr. Stanley and Mr. Bruce Lawrence, or Bruce Journey and Mr. Art Lawrence on February 23rd, 2022, that stated that the access was approved as a shared driveway. The access was approved in December 2021 as a shared access. Next slide. This is a county road standard that would be applied if the board does not approve the variance. And here's the two options for county roads need to terminate in a adequate turnaround, and these are the options available. Next slide. The required findings, unique conditions, practical difficulties, exceptional shape, topography, etc., hardships, or public detriment. Next slide. The recommendations are to consider the variance findings as they apply to PLN 23-113 Stanley and approve, conditionally approve, or deny the variance for road standards for access Q25 road in relation to a variance approved by the Delta County approval by the Delta County Road and Bridge Standards, and authorize the director to prepare a resolution reflecting the BOA decision. Next slide. Let's see, it's the last one. Okay. Oh, okay. So the reason for the variance is the road standards state that parcel or shared driveways are limited to 2 parcels. So that is the reason for the variance. And that was not clear in the other BOA meeting from November.
So that needs to be put in an amendment then to that motion.
It needs to be decided upon and added or amend the resolution.
Right.
And
So
same things are here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We ought to be clear between, I guess, since we three
Right.
dealt with it,
That's
we
it.
three are gonna deal with it again.
Exactly.
So-
I'm abstaining, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
we do need to make sure that we're clear on it. Whatever motion gets made, it was not only the access to the newly created lot. But I'm thinking besides the cul-de-sac or the turnaround, we discussed this before, and there was some type of a turnaround at the end, whether it met road standards or not,
Right.
wasn't clear, but given that, you still had to bring the access, we're talking 20 feet from the county road? Is that what you're
There's
dictating?
county right of way through from 2600 from the pavement, a 1/4 mile west. But there's not an actual road, there's a driveway. So the variance needs to be to the road standard, whether it needs to be a road or a driveway.
And it is a total of 2 once you get past the 5-acre newly created lot. It's still access.
There's currently 2 parcels using that driveway.
And what's it classified as now, a driveway?
That's how it's constructed, yes.
Right.
So they,
Needs to remain
so-
that way.
just to do some housekeeping really quick, when we, from recollection, the Stanleys had split off, what was it, the 1 2-acre parcel?
Right.
Should we have the Stanleys come up? I mean. So that created then the 3
Lots, yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
okay. There was some confusion then
right,
during
yeah,
that board of investors meeting. We need to.
yeah, one
clarify.
more lot was created thus.
Triggering it to be
So it's
required
always from
road.
driveway to road, so the amendment to the current motion needs to be.
To the current usage.
But yeah, to the current usage, whether it's determined a driveway or a county road.
So that would be our variance
Yes.
for,
Understood.
The variance needs to be, is it required to build a road or not? Accept it as the driveway as it is, or require a road to be constructed.
and are you, if the gist of from our last meeting with the applicant was we granted a variance. Was our
But it was
conversation, but we didn't.
Right, it
we didn't
wasn't clear
properly
whether it was
Put it in.
including the variance to not build a road.
Right.
Would the applicant still be liable to improve the access where the private drive now comes onto the county road?
There's an existing driveway there.
Right.
So it needs to be, you guys need to determine whether they get a variance to not build a road or they have to build a road.
Okay.
That's what we're asking.
Okay.
In motion form.
To accept it as a driveway or
Yep.
not.
So I think that's pretty cut and dry. I was
Yeah.
kind of curious if they were gonna make them do the approach, come back in 20 feet, have a negative 2% grade coming off of the county road each direction and culvert or no culvert and that type of thing, but it's already in, so we're gonna make a decision one way or the other. As far,
You get to entertain a motion this time.
yeah. I think. I could do that if you guys are no more deliberation or anything.
Waiting for that.
Okay, I would go ahead and make a motion that we grant a variance for PLN 23-113 Stanley subdivision. Is that the right code number? Even this is the second time, right? Grant the variance and I don't think we're gonna conditionally approve it, just the variance that they have applied for. We are gonna grant and keep it at private drive. Am I making sense of that? I'm trying to make
You're
sure.
granting a variance to the road and bridge standards, and it will maintain as a driveway.
As a drive.
Yes, driveway.
You can say.
Are we clear? I would second that motion.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to grant the variance to leave it as a drive.
Mhm.
Any
Yep.
more discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. So the variance is passed to leave it as a drive. What a lesson, sorry about the confusion.
Okay. Our next project is for PLN 23-139 Nottingham. This is to consider two variances reducing the required lot size from 5 acres in the A35 zoning district to lot 1, 18.84 acres and lot 2, 5 acres. The subject property is located on the north side of Coburn Road in Payoneer. Right. So the subject parcel is currently 23.84 acres and has been zoned zone A35, which requires an 35-acre minimum to subdivide. The proposal is for a 2-lot subdivision where neither of the lot is able to meet the minimum acreage. Therefore, both lots require a variance to lot size. The parcel is located on the north side of Coburn Road with access existing from what appears to be an existing 30-foot wide easement. Currently, domestic water is served by an existing well, but is limited to one single-family dwelling. This is the vicinity map. It is located about 1.84 miles westerly toward of the town of Paonia. Here is the zoning map. As you can see, the parcel is surrounded by areas of the A35 with acres ranging in 53.71 acres to 0.49 acres. There is a portion of A5 to the east. Here you'll see the site plan. The site plan is for the proposed split. Lot 1 consists of an existing homestead and the irrigated ag lands, which is currently developed with orchards. According to environmental health, there is no OWTS permit on file for the parcel. Lot 2 is a vacant, but is being proposed as a residential lot with a small portion of orchard, which will be located at the south of the residence. The domestic water source is being proposed is a new well, which the applicant is processing through the courts. According to the site plan, access for lot 1 is existing off of Coburn Road through the neighbor's property to the south. Access for lot 2 is proposed through a 15-foot easement through lot 1 from Coburn Road. The Gunnison River runs along the north line of the boundary. Lot 1, this is the required finding, sorry. Lot 1 is developed with a single family residence with ag use continuing as is. However, there are no OWTS permits on file for the existing structures. 2 will be developed with a single family residence with a small portion of ag being used. As such, there will be no disturbance to any of the existing ag land or wildlife habitat. Staff recommended conditions prior to accepting the final plat. The applicant shall provide proof of an adequate domestic water supply for lot 2. A copy shall be submitted to the planning department. Access shall be constructed to the county road standards and accepted by the county engineering prior to accepting/recording the final plat. The final plat shall be annotated such that no further subdivision of either lot created by this subsection is allowed unless the properties are rezoned. The final plat shall include easements for any utility/access that encumbers the subject property or crosses another property. Recommendations. With that, staff recommends that your board consider the required variance criteria and finding as they apply to PLN 23-139 Nottingham, and conditionally approve or deny lot size variance to subdivide a 23.84 acre parcel into 2 lots in the A35 zoning designation located on the north side of Coburn Road, and authorize the director to prepare a resolution reflecting your board's decision. And that concludes my presentation for this.
Thank you.
And the Nottingham are here and also one online.
Okay. Do they wish to speak?
Good evening. My name is Molly Nottingham.
Sit down there and pull the mic a little closer to you so we can.
My name is Molly Nottingham. My husband Gerald Nottingham is sitting right over there. We are the owners of the property. It is our son that wishes to subdivide. We have owned this orchard for over 25 years. The reason we don't have permits on some of that is because there weren't any permits back in those days when we built. We currently have solar power, and we have a well, which is a single family well. We would like our son to move to the property because my husband has dementia, and obviously we're going to need some help. So that's why we're asking for this. He has water in process. However, it's very expensive. So we're hoping that the board will approve the variances conditionally so that we can get started with the water process, knowing that we will have something at the end. Any questions?
Where are you in the process of the addition, you're getting an additional well permit, correct?
Yes,
For the,
for his 5
your-
acres.
Okay,
Yes.
where are you at in that process?
He has, a legal, there was a letter submitted. It's been started, the application has been started, and they're working on surveying the property.
Okay.
They've given him some options of where the water can come from.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for that, and it's very expensive, so we're hoping that we can get conditional approval from you before we start that expensive process. Is there no domestic water source available, a tap from Paonia? Paonia has no more water taps. Yeah. Yeah. The second question I would have as far as the splitting the lots and the irrigation water is, do you have a firm, not necessarily you, but the next owners of the property? If we split the lots and there's irrigated trees on the smaller lot also, do you have a written plan that will succeed you guys owning it if you were to sell it? Well, we
But
have
that would fall
13, we have
into-
13 acres of water rights.
Okay.
I'm from Paonia Ditch Company.
And are you assigning any of that to the new lot?
We certainly can.
I would prefer that. I
Yeah,
don't ever
okay,
like to dry land.
I will do that.
Okay.
He doesn't have very many trees on his, but
Yeah, but if there's irrigatable. land,
understandable.
Yeah, you don't ever want to dry land.
We'd like to keep the property, the entire property in the family, but
Oh, I
that's the
got
way
you. Yeah.
his family, who he has 2 young children,
uh-huh.
can have their space too.
Yeah, I would just went through what you are going through. I feel for your, trust me, I feel for you. But, yeah, life changes.
And
it could
exactly,
be
so we're just
yeah.
trying to be proactive.
I get you totally, but I'd like to see some assurance that, there's if the property ever turns over, that whomever
Right,
buys
that's why
that
we want to make
smaller
sure they have their
property,
water source and their power
Exactly.
source and so forth.
yes, that they had shares assigned.
Their
to that
access.
property. Yes.
Any other questions?
I guess I have a question. Staff, it sounds like you guys had all the bases covered except the irrigation water. That 15-foot right of way would access, is that all it is from the road? It's gonna cut through lot 1?
No, we have an easement that runs along the east side of our property and it just continues straight on
That'll feed the.
within
second
our
lot?
properties now.
And you cross somebody else's lot with that road at all? You
No,
own the, you
not
own
the-
the ground all the way to the county road?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that was just wanted clarification on that.
Yeah, I was interested in that 15-foot as well.
Yeah.
Candace?
I see what you're saying. So that existing easement looks like it's accessing the Fritzlers? Is
It
that
actually had a
correct?
street name when we first purchased the
Right.
property.
Am I looking at,
And then they changed the addresses.
so right up here?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that map. Okay, any other questions? Anybody else like to speak on? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Thank you.
thank you.
State your name and address.
Steve Shower, 38801 East Coburn. We're the owners of the property directly west, and we're highly in favor of him being able to bring his son. I would hope that when I face the same situation, I could bring my daughter. So, but they're great. We've never had better neighbors in 50 years of moving around. So we're in favor of it. Doesn't impact us at all. Driveways, water, anything.
Okay, so thank you. Any questions for him?
Nope.
All right, moving on. Any other discussion for staff?
I don't think we- I would, go ahead and make a motion if you guys are ready. Give it a shot. I would make a motion that we approve application PLN 23-139 Nottingham with staff recommendations and also to make sure that there is a water share or adequate water share provided to the newly created lot to
Deeded to.
keep whatever's in ag. Yeah. However, they're gonna transfer that if it's probably shares in Paonia, isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's not, it
Right.
doesn't stay with the
some
land.
stay with the land, some don't. I
Right.
don't know that. It's
And
particular.
that's not really relevant for us, but if you guys would make sure that that is contingent upon this going through, and it's, you guys have already covered the water and the domestic water has to be in line, so,
Right, everything with that.
Yep.
Good point.
so that's my long-winded motion.
Do we have a second?
I will second that.
It has been, the motion has been made and seconded to accept PLN 23-139 Nottingham. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of passing this,
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. PLN 23-139 Nottingham passed.
Staff will be with you guys, and you will receive a letter from us knowing your next steps.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right. On to the next. So next we have PLN 24-005 Bayer. This application is for you to consider two variances reducing the required lot size in the A35 zoning district. The parcel is located, the subject parcel is currently 6.64 acres and has been zoned A35, which requires a 35-acre minimum to subdivide. The proposed is for a 2-lot subdivision where neither lot is able to meet the minimum acreage. Therefore, both lots require a variation to lot size. The parcel is located on the north side of B Road with access existing by way of a shared access. Currently, domestic water is served by Tri-County. This is the vicinity map. The property is located about 2.85 miles southerly of the city of Delta. This is the zoning map. As you can see, the parcel is surrounded by areas of A35 with acreage ranging from 116.24 acres to 3 acres. There is a small area of A5 and A20 to the west of the parcel, with acres ranging from 23.6 acres to 1.16 acres. Here's the site plan for the proposed split. Lot 1, it consists of an existing homestead. There is no irrigated ag land on the lot. All utilities are existing and installed. Lot 2 is vacant, but it is being proposed as a residential lot. There is no irrigated ag land on this lot. Tri-County has the ability to serve the lot with domestic water. Access is existing off of B Road through a shared driveway that was previously approved on a final plat of the, I don't know.
I think it was Geisbert. Geisbert?
I didn't-
Guys, keep being-
Gary. Fine. It's always, I get it every time. Okay. All right, the required findings. Lot 1 is developed with a single family residence with all utilities existing. Lot 2 will be developed with a single family residence. There is no irrigated ag lands on the parcel currently. As such, there will be no disturbance to any of the existing ag land or wildlife habitat. All right, staff recommended conditions. Prior to accepting the final plat, the applicant shall provide proof of any of adequate domestic water supply for lot 2. A copy shall be submitted to the planning department. Access shall be constructed to the county road standard and accepted by the county engineer prior to accepting/recording the final plat. The final plat shall be annotated such that no further subdivision of either lot created by this subsection is allowed unless properties are rezoned. The final plat shall include easements for any utility/access that encumbers the subject property or crosses another property. All right. Recommendations. So consider the variance finding as they apply to PLN 24-005 there. And conditionally approve or deny lot size variance to subdivide a 6.64 acre parcel into 2 lots in the A35 zoning designation located on the north side of B Road, and authorize the director to prepare a resolution reflecting the BOA's decision. And that concludes this presentation. And Mr. Bayer is here.
Oh, wonderful.
All the way in the corner.
Brittany, can you do me a quick favor and go to that one? Yeah, and a quick question.
Hello,
Good
my
evening.
name is Ernie Bear, and this is my bride, Teresa Bear. Thank you for your time. Basically, we've grown older, raised our family out there, and would like one of our children to be able to live close to us to help us keep up with the place. So it's more place than gray hair can keep up with.
Runs off the hill pretty fast right there too, doesn't it? The
Um,
picture, it doesn't do it any justice, does it? Really?
It's probably the last piece of Ash Mesa that
Right.
it was where they piled the rocks.
Pile of ash.
Um,
So yeah, really nothing is affected.
No,
The only thing I wanted to point out, I think the math on those lots are just a little bit off, and Brittany had it right on the one, but yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
no problem, just so the board can see. So I think lot 1's gonna be about 5 acres still, and lot 2 will be that 1.6, 1.7, depending on how it surveys out.
there's enough room for setbacks and easement access on the proposed new lot.
Yes,
Okay. Ambiguous. looking.
Utilities and access.
Yeah,
so all of my easements are on my property.
Right.
But it's wide enough, so if that newly created piece is sold down the road, they can get utilities into it.
Oh, yeah,
Or with staying within the road right of way.
correct.
Right.
Yeah, the DMEA right away to the transformer runs down our existing driveway.
And have you gotten the second Tri-County water tap yet?
No, it's too expensive at this time without, getting some additional improvement. I think it's about $12,000 now
Yeah.
for the tap, so didn't want to do that, and they don't refund it if you don't get approved, is what they told me.
Okay.
They have written to the planning office that it's available.
but it is.
Right, yeah, it says that.
Stating that they are willing, as long as the variance gets approved.
And when would you be purchasing that? Within what kind of time frame? You think? Or when would your son start building?
know for sure how long will this process take. I would wait till I had approval, I think, before I put out $12,000.
Good job.
If it was refundable, it'd be easier, but their manager told me it was not.
But it is your intention to get one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, okay.
And I talked to Uncompahgre Valley water users about the water shares, so both lots would have water shares provided.
Again, deeded to the second lot that you're making the UVWA water, or I'm not sure how UVAW water, does it run with the land or is it a separate entity?
It's with the land.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what they preferred
Okay.
when I
cool.
talked to them, and we're
Some
fine.
companies are, some companies aren't, yeah.
All right, any other questions for the Bears? Any questions for us? Anybody else here to speak on that one? Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, my name's Jim Young, 18213 B Road. I'm Ernie's neighbor. And they've been the greatest neighbors ever. And they're just terrific folks. And I love them dearly. And I haven't talked to Ernie about this yet or not, but I should have prior to this. I just thought about it. I would like to see a stick-built house put in there. I don't know if you guys are planning on modular, if you're planning on stick-built or what, just to keep my property values up. And I know I'm just asking as a favor that they do that. I don't know, you guys don't have any power over that either.
Not on this board, no.
But it's on the record now that you asked them to do that.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I got.
Thank you. They said the same thing about you when you did your subdivision,
Yep.
so that's gonna be a busy neighborhood. Any other comments? Discussion? All right,
Really don't.
to you guys.
All the bases have been covered,
Yep.
so.
The motion.
No, I just wanna do the conditional thing on the water tap, make sure we actually get a water tap.
That's part of it.
That's on the conditions, yeah.
I'll make a motion to grant the variance for PLN 24-005 Bayer. As per staff recommendation.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded. Motion been made to accept PLN 24-005 Bear as staff recommend. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. PLN 24-005 Bear. Passed.
There, same thing. You'll get a letter from us stating the next steps.
Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome. No problem. On to the next. So we have now PLN 24-006 Hernandez. This application is for you to consider two variances reducing the required lot size in the A35 zoning district. The subject parcel is currently 35.21 acres and has been zoned A35, which requires a 35-acre minimum to subdivide. The proposal is for a 2-lot subdivision where neither lot is able to meet the minimum acreage. Therefore, both lots require a variance to lot size. This parcel is located on the east side of 1900 road with access existing through a 60-foot easement. Domestic water is served by Tri. This is the vicinity map. The property is located about 2.5 miles southeasterly of the city of Delta. This is the zoning map. As you can see, the abutting properties to the southeast have been zoned A35 with acres ranging from 458.42 acres to 2.52 acres. A majority of the A35 parcel consists of larger irrigated ag areas. There is an area of A5 that abuts the property along the west and north boundary. Acres range from 40.75 acres to 1.12 acres. Here's the site plan for the proposed split. Lot 1 consists of an existing residential dwelling with a majority of the lot being used as irrigated ag land. All utilities are existing and installed. Lot 2 is vacant, but is being proposed as a residential lot with a majority of that lot being irrigated land. Both lots are served by Tri-County Tap. Access is existing off of 1900 road through an existing 60-foot access and utility easement. Required findings. Lot 1 is developed with a single family residence with all utilities existing. Lot 2 will be developed with a single family residence. Since Lot 2 will be developing a single family residence on the property, there will be disturbance to the existing ag land and possibly wildlife habitat. However, staff feels the disturbance will be minimal. Staff recommended conditions. Access shall be constructed to the county road standards and accepted by the county engineer prior to accepting/recording the final plat. The final plat shall be annotated as such that no further subdivision of either lot created by this subsection is allowed unless the properties are rezoned. The final plat shall include easements for any utilities/access that encumbers the subject property or crosses another property. With that, staff recommends that you consider the variance finding as they apply for PLN 24-006 Hernandez and conditionally approve or deny a lot size variance to subdivide a 35.21 acre parcel into 2 lots in the A35 zoning designation located on the east side of 1900 road, and authorize the director to prepare a resolution reflecting the BOA's decision. And that concludes this presentation. Oh, and Mr. Hernandez and yes. Are here, so if you have questions.
Do you have anything you'd like to present to the board? I was just rereading the last.
Hi, my name is Eric Becerra, 20453 E Road. It's my second year living here in Delta, Colorado. I moved from Texas. As an 8-year veteran, it's time for me to settle down. And I found this great place. And I just wish that you guys could approve this so I can start my life.
Thank you. Any questions for him?
Thank you for your service.
Thanks.
Is it your intention to keep lot 2 in as much ag as possible?
For now, yes.
Okay, and water UVWA, so it'll run with land, yes.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That's all I have.
So the only thing that was missing out of the previous one was the
Water tower.
water.
Mhm.
Yeah, so on the last application that was denied, you were minus a water tap.
Yes,
for
sir.
Tri-County, so you've got that one now,
Yes, sir.
so that's been
Resolved.
resolved,
Yeah.
yeah, so. At that point, anybody else would like to speak on behalf? Or on the subject?
Here I am again. So, my name is Frankie McIntosh. I live at 3578 1900 Road. I border the Hernandez property to the south. I'm gonna read this email I sent to y'all in case y'all didn't get an opportunity to see it. If you approve the 21.21 plus or minus acres for lot 1, now this can be divided again for more building sites along with the 14 plus or minus that borders it to the east. Since lot 1 will go from an A35 zoning down to an A20 along with the 14 plus or minus to the east. So on and so forth till we get down to 5 acres lots or less. If you continue to approve it, Delta County is losing farm ground at a rapid rate. And I was under the impression that the land use codes were to protect our farm ground and night sky. I'm concerned about the ingress and egress to these properties does not have a good line of sight for turning in or exiting at the current location, similar to the Brentley subdivision to the north, before they move their ingress and egress more to the south. The posted speed limit on 1900 road is 45 miles an hour, which is rarely followed at best. 65 would be better. In 2021, District 1 Road and Bridge did a traffic count, and at that time, 869 vehicles per day were counted on 1900 road. I am certain that this count has doubled, if not more, and now we have concrete trucks coming from F Road. In the 30 plus years I've lived on my farm, I've had on the farm deer, fox, mountain lions, eagles, hawks, quail, and cranes. These animals and birds are going to be forced out of the grazing grounds. The arroyo that runs to the south of the Hernandez's property is a safe haven for wildlife for all seasons. I would like to state that if you continue to let our farm ground be turned into subdivisions, Delta County will have lost. Delta County will just become another city and we will have lost a beautiful county. I purchased a farm next to a farm, not to look at a subdivision. I would appreciate it if all of you would take that into consideration because I see time after time after time, everything coming down as far as farm ground is concerned. Thank you for your time. I really greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Anybody else wish to speak on this item?
One thing that is not in here that I am not seeing anyways. Is that if this is approved, it could be.
No further
Yeah,
subdivision
no
for
further
10 years, yeah,
subdivision in that zoning. Permits it.
right,
Right,
or rezoning.
Rezoning.
I'm sorry.
yeah, rezoning.
And just to
And then-
clarify the same point, you're not,
Condition number 2.
Is it on there?
and you're not, Frankie's note there mentioned that it would change it to an A20. It's neither one are gonna change. They'll
No.
always remain A35.
Right.
Thank you.
And no further subdivision for 10 years. That's what,
So,
Unless it's rezoned.
what,
since
That would
rezoned, yeah.
be. that condition.
right, so what's in here is that you have the option to restrict it to 10 years. Alternatively, you could restrict it just completely or until it's rezoned. I mean, generally, the applications we've been bringing to you guys is until it's rezoned due to the land use code update with the new zoning designations that are in there. But because this is a majority of the ag land, we're restricted to the 10 years that, I mean, something staff could support.
Okay.
So, I mean, you guys have options, it's just. you need to
I'd be
decide
a lot
on-
more in favor of
So would I.
the 10-year restriction for ag land. Cause who knows what's gonna happen here in 10 years, we could have a rezoning, but
Definitely, I was looking for that myself, or even deny but you said it was on the conditions, right?
So it's,
For-
Say 10 years,
Oh,
but it
okay.
is on the condition.
so when we're looking at staff recommendations, I didn't see it there. It was on page 6. Item number 4. Which we could include within staff recommendations as a condition.
Right.
You would actually amend our
Yeah.
condition number 2,
Okay,
if you wanted to change that.
There would be nothing wrong with that.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just amend condition
Amend
number
it.
2 and state 10 years.
Should. I can.
It is. in
so
the-
this is it, yeah, it's. in
It
the
is, yeah.
condition.
All right, okay. I'm good with it as long as we have conditions.
Okay, entertain a motion with those conditions.
Go ahead and make a motion that we approve the variance for PLN 24-006 Hernandez and change condition number 2 to state that no further subdivision for 10 years.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded that we accept PLM 24-006 with the condition amended to 10 years. No subdivision for 10 years, correct? Okay, any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. PLN 24-006 Hernandez passed with the conditions amended.
Okay, so you guys will get a follow-up letter from us, okay? Thank you.
Those folks, she don't want there anymore, they don't. So,
I think they said we can move them first.
no, this.
Oh, the other
is-
side.
No,
Okay.
well, they get that, okay. It's just-
On to our last subject. So this is PLN 24-015 Ward. This application is for you to consider one variance reducing the required lot size in the A30 zoning district. The subject property is currently 39.17 acres and has been zoned A35, which requires a 35-acre minimum to subdivide. The proposal is for a 2-lot subdivision where proposed lot 2 does not meet the minimum acreage. Therefore, a variance to lot size is required. The parcel is located on the north side of Q25 Road and the west side of 2600 Road. Domestic water is served by Upper Service Creek. Here's the vicinity map. The property is located about 1.75 miles east of the town of Cedar Ridge. Zoning map, as you can see, the properties that abut the subject property have been zoned A35 with acreages ranging from 73.18 acres to 6.82 acres. There is an area of A20 to the west of the parcel with acres ranging from 41.50 acres to 3.50 acres. Here you'll see the site plan. This site plan is for the proposed split. Lot 1 consists of an existing homestead, with the majority of this parcel being an irrigated ag land. Lot 2 is vacant, but being proposed as a residential lot, which will have a very small portion of irrigated ag land. Upper Surface Creek has the ability to serve this lot with domestic water. Access is existing for Lot 1 off of Q25 road. Access for Lot 2 is being proposed off of 2600 road. Required findings. Lot 1 is developed with a single family residence. However, environmental health has indicated that there is no OWTS permit on file for the existing structures on the property. Lot 2 will be developed with a single family residence. There will be minimum disturbance to the ag land on Lot 2 with development when a development occurs. No disturbance will occur for wildlife habitat. Staff recommends conditions include, prior to accepting the final plat, the applicant shall provide proof of an adequate domestic water supply for Lot 2. A copy shall be submitted to the planning department. Access shall be constructed to county road standards and accepted by the county engineering prior to accepting / recording the final plat. The final plat shall be annotated such that no further subdivision of either lot created by this subsection is allowed unless the properties are rezoned. The final plat shall include easements for any utility / access that encumbers the subject property or crosses another property. With that, staff recommends that you consider the variance findings as they apply to PLN 24-015 ward and approve, conditionally approve or deny lot size variance to subdivide a 39.17 acre parcel into 2 lots in the A35 zoning designation located on the north side of Q25 road and the west side of 2600 road, and authorize the director to prepare a resolution reflecting the BOA's decision. And that concludes my presentation. And the wards are here.
Can we have them speak?
Even if you did not sign in, please.
Yeah,
keep
We
it.
did, we did.
Good evening.
Good evening, board. I want to thank you for taking our request. My name is Steve Ward. This is my wife Eunice.
And your address.
25925 Q25 road. We are excited that my son and daughter-in-law would like to live next to us. That's not a normal thing. The family wants to be together. They were actually married last September.
Wait a minute, hold.
We stick to the topic.
Al and Kelsey were actually married very near to where this home site would be last September. And so it would be our request and obviously their dream to begin a new home on this location. So that's what we were asking the board to approve. So consider.
Their property is just to the west of the Stanleys.
Yeah.
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 It's a busy place, that Q25.
That's right.
I'll say. Is it your intention to buy a water tap for Lot 2?
Yes, they would do that. The financial consideration is based off of preliminary approval, obviously.
Right.
We don't want to buy it unless it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and farmland, it didn't look like you guys have that much, and if whatever you did, I think, you reckon you didn't take much existing farmland,
Right.
yeah.
You gonna have any irrigation water?
Yes, we will provide a share of Cedar Mesa ditch that goes along with the property.
Fixture.
Yes,
Currently,
yeah.
it would be 15 here shortly,
Yeah.
so we'll have.
Nice.
We'll have plenty to support them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
deeded to them, yes,
yes.
okay.
Congratulations. Okay. Any further questions?
You did have a couple more people in, the public. I don't know if they're here to comment or not on this.
Okay. Yeah, nothing further for us,
Thank
I
you.
don't think so.
nothing for the board for them. Any other to speak on this item?
No.
Okay. Pretty straightforward as well.
I would say.
Any
I
discussion?
think the kids ought to hold out for 2 shares, but you know, they're fine with 1.
That many more.
Casey would be better at negotiating. I know. Yeah.
I don't have any issue with it. I think all the bases were covered. The only thing that was only mentioned once was there's no permit for the existing septic. And the county doesn't need to do anything there, right? It's been in place, it's in,
On lot
so
one, it's
just because we're not
Yeah.
373 or whatever,
Right.
nobody's gonna know, so. Yep,
Right, I will go ahead and make a motion that we approve PLN 24-015 Ward according to staff recommendations.
Including purchase of a water tap.
That's part of it.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. And deeded acreage, yeah.
Need a second?
do we need to
Second.
make sure that there's the irrigation 1 share?
Yeah,
That was,
Is that what you,
Yes.
yes, was?
Yeah.
Okay, we may want to just restate that for clarity.
okay. Amend the motion to include deeded shares onto lot 2 for the irrigation water. Okay.
that way we'll come back.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Okay. Moved and amended to accept the shares of water to the deeded property. Any discussion on that?
The amendment was a second, correct, or not?
You mean, that needs to be the motion, that was amendment to the motion, so the motion
Okay.
still needs to be
I'll
seconded.
second the motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded and amended. So those in favor of accepting the amended motion. Say
Fine, isn't
aye.
it? Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. PLN 24-015 Ward passes with the amendment. Thank you.
Same thing, you'll get a letter.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks, guys.
Next item, board comments, requests and referrals.
Okay, we ran them all off.
I'll make a quick comment. It's good to see someone representing District 3. Thank you very much.
It's been one, well,
Not, I've been here, will be a year in May, we've been here.
Since Mark,
Mark, yeah.
I don't know. But it's a year. Since I've been here. Yeah, so. Pleased that you were here. Thank you.
Any other board comments?
I'm
Requests?
just drawing a blank. I usually have something to say.
I ask again. Scared-
adjourn.
I'm scared of the request that we adjourn. Any referrals? Department report. Immediately. Wow.
Austin resigned March 4th. With that, we do have it posted for the planning director, so you're back to the B team for interim. Bear with me as
B team.
I make mistakes. and-
You're not the B team, darling.
Oh, so, anyway, you're back to me, and as always, Ricky and Kate, Tim with your support for engineering, do the heavy lifting, so.
We
Have any-
appreciate you all.
Yeah, thanks.
But not without the support of Robbie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a great boss.
Yeah.
anyway, just holler when you need something.
Well, you as well. We're here for you too, so.
Yeah.
Any other reports?
My report is next time you offer pizza.
I was wondering that would come under requests. All right, meeting adjourned 6:42.
So glad these are quick meetings.
Yeah, that was a long straight.